Adventure is in my blood. Finding treasures big or small and having fun is what it's all about. With my wife Melissa and our 3 kids, life is pretty full. But there isn't a mountain we can't climb together. This isn't your ordinary antique store. My name is Alex Archbold and this is Curiosity Inc. And this morning I'm with my mom Linda, who is behind me there. We are picking up a new hot water tank for the house and some other things from the shop. So I found a couple toilets here the other day that look kind of retro and vintage. That should do the trick. So I'm gonna load them up in the old ambulance and take it out with me next time I go in about a week. So inside we go to pick up some new stuff for the home. And by pure luck and happenstance, this happens to be the Home Depot that my father-in-law works at. So he's the forklift operator on call right now. So I think he might be the guy who's bringing my stuff down for me. He might be the guy that helps me put it in, who knows? So Mom, this is the toilet that I picked out. I got this style here. Yeah, and the reason I got this one as opposed to the other style, well, there's a couple reasons. It's a little bit more, $100 more, but it's normally $380. It's on sale for $298, but it has the older style top and plunger, so it kind of has that 1920s kind of look to it with the octagon looking base. So I think this will look nice in place of the ones I had in there before. So I think it'll do the trick. And I ended up going for a Rheem 6-year 40 gallon. It's a little bit less money than the 9-year, so we'll get a little bit more bang for our buck. It's about $116 less or so. But it is gas. It'll replace the one we have in there, but we do have a new hot water tank, and that's going to be going in. Hopefully there's room in the ambulance for it. They tell me you can actually lie it down as long as you don't put it on the spout side, which he's going to mark for me, so should be okay. The other thing I have to figure out is what sort of finish I'm going to put on the floor, whether gloss, semi-gloss, or satin. And I'm kind of thinking maybe a semi-gloss. Shiny, too shiny is going to look like a gymnasium floor, and that might look funny with the house. Satin might just look a little too dull. So I think I'll probably go with the semi-gloss and see how that turns out. And Melissa and I are trying to find a primer that will bond potentially to oil paint. There's a few that they make, such as Kills or Zinsser. There's one called Blocks, which is apparently pretty good. You need to do a little bit of prep before you can just paint latex over oil. So we're gonna try and find the best one that'll do the trick and pick a few cans up. Next, it's trying to find a color that's going to make sense. Now in the kitchen, we do want to do kind of like a minty green that would suit the age of the home. But being a craftsman home, they used a lot of warm colors. So they used a lot of earth tones and greens and sometimes even the purples. But we're going to see, hey, what we like. Yeah. Need the ladies' perspective today. Hey guys, welcome back to what I believe is part 7 of the Potter House series. I am busy working away again this week, and this time I brought some help because we're going to be not so much doing some work, we're going to be doing some planning on today's episode and trying to come up with an idea of what to do for next weekend, and that's when I have a whole crew coming out. So today I've got my father-in-law Dave with me, who you've all seen before, and this is what he does on his days off. He comes out and helps me with this stuff anyway. And it's funny because I bought the hot water tank the other day at Home Depot and you helped us load it up.
There you go.
And now you're gonna help me unload it at the house.
Yeah.
That's full service that you don't usually get at a Home Depot, folks.
Yeah.
And I got my friend Josh with me, who you might have seen from some of our videos. So you were in the bathroom doing what? And I can ask this because it's normal, but it's so cold. It's minus 38 degrees here. So what were you doing?
I was blow drying my shoes.
So it's that cold that Josh, as soon as we got out of the car, and it's minus 38 here, so you're driving down the highway, and I put him in the back of the ambulance where the jump seat is. Apparently the heat doesn't go back there as well as it does in the front. So he's kind of putting up with me. But he was in the washroom blow drying his, with the hair dryer, blow drying his shoes to warm up. Did it work?
Yeah, it worked.
It worked? Okay,
it's
good.
Better.
That's good. I actually kind of went in there and did the same thing because my feet were a little cold. I did bring proper footwear and boots, but the problem is you can't really operate your gas pedal properly, even though it's really cold. You can say, well, sure, wear winter boots, but you'd be hitting the brake pedal and gas at the same time. So I'll probably change into them later if I need to, but the house has heat. Fingers crossed it's working. So yeah, we're gonna grab a little bite to eat breakfast here. We've got the $8 special for breakfast and then off to the house. I'm worried about my insulation. There's no snow on the top of my roof, which means the heat's going straight up and out. So I've got such a icicle situation happening up there as all the snow's melting off. If you look over at the neighbor's place, which is a cute little house, they've got snow on their roof and no ice problems. The house looks even creepier with all these icicles on it. At some point I'll have to dress the insulation in the attic, but that's not a today project. There's the old dump trailer, and I told him I wouldn't need it today. I said, I don't need your trailer today. But look, we've pretty well filled it halfway. Shows what I know.
You talking about in here, that white thing?
No, the one on the left-hand side. There's a little cabinet out there.
That?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we could use it for something. So Josh and I are having a look to see if there's anything we can repurpose or upcycle in the house. So he's hunting around, seeing what we can use. And the mission is to try and rebuild the kitchen back where it was, but to use original elements from the home or vintage elements and try and incorporate it into a new design. So we're gonna do a little scrounging around the house and see what we have that we can repurpose and hopefully find some cool stuff. And we're gonna head into the basement to see if there's anything down here. It's a little colder down in the basement. Okay. So this might have been a basement sink, but it's a possible kitchen sink contender. It's pretty big. It's not the apron style, but it does have, those doors are pretty beat up. But I don't know if anything's salvageable. Oh, the light came on. There is also, this is what would have been in the kitchen originally. That type of cupboard. And you see what they did with the doors? It's just...
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's like a tongue and groove.
Tongue and groove, yeah. Very simple. And the hardware on it's super simple too.
Yeah.
But I'd like to have that kind of look, I think, that tongue and groove slat for the doors when we do the long cabinets up top. I think that would look pretty cool. Pull it open. Okay.
There we go.
What's inside? I haven't even been through these drawers yet. Little grease gun. Fishing sensor. There's some brackets and hardware.
Is this for
Corridor.
corridor?
No, we can repurpose anything. Let's see what's in. Cool. A Westland helicopter. Hey, you know what this is? You know what that is? That's the back off of that truck that I keep finding all the parts for everywhere. I now have the complete thing. Hunt? So I found the roof for it in the attic, and now I found okay, this thing is coming home now. It's meant to be mine because now I have the whole thing.
Bonus helicopter.
Well, yeah, and that's a battery tray. What are the odds that I'd find that? I'm actually legitimately excited about finding this because now I have the whole truck. Railway spikes. Looks like a car stereo.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Solid state. Not that old. 60s probably. 70s maybe it's a little smaller.
Did you have a look in here?
That's clay mainly, like stuff for making pottery.
Rocks?
Yeah.
And stuff? Okay.
Yeah, and there was like old light fixtures. There's probably boxes with old hardware. That's a suitcase handle, but there might be old cabinet hardware around here too. Okay. Stuff like these old hooks.
Oh yeah.
That you could use for like...
Look at this little vice.
Yeah, it's cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if we go around the corner, this is where the workshop goes.
The workshop.
Yeah, so this is actually a table saw right here.
This is where I would have hung out.
Yeah, this would have been your zone. So there's more against the back wall. That's another old hutch back there. I don't know if it has the lower drawers on it. I think it does. If we can get back over there. This is all garbage. I'll see if Dave is up to bringing this stuff out to the trailer. There's all kinds of stuff to possibly repurpose around here. This is where he kept all the scrap pieces of wood. See, this has the doors on it still. Like those that might be able to be repurposed into something.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is awesome. Spider webs.
Yeah, you're gonna run into just a few of those around here.
Drill press.
It's so heavy it fell through the wood.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fix this up a little bit, but
could probably reuse it somewhere.
Definitely. Oh.
Those what they call China hats, the lights. Yeah, those are hanging lights.
I like these. I have some of these as well.
Yeah, those are nice when they're all redone. Chunks of wood.
Oh,
now,
keep it trimmed.
Okay, we could use that, right?
Yeah.
For on top of the cupboards, maybe?
If we have enough. Yeah.
For above the cupboards?
Yeah.
That's why you got to look around. Now, there's also, see up top here? That's all the original door trim and wood from in the house. There's all kinds of stuff. And good lengths too.
Oh yeah. There's plenty of good stuff to use here.
This whole cabinet here underneath is all wood. Scraps of wood. It goes all the way down.
Even like this workbench with the rough sawn planks there, it's chunky wood. Might be able to make some countertops out of that.
There's some bigger pieces around too.
This is what OSB used to look like. Look how big those are.
I know, yeah, that's old school OSB. This is the what I refer to as the secret room. You're welcome to poke your head in there and see if there's anything worthwhile. Oh, and I was keeping all the original trim. This is off the doors, like the casings for the windows and doors. Are you brave enough? He's going in, folks. I don't know if there might be some wood and stuff. If you look above your head, you can see the planks up top there.
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of different. Oh, these are. Yeah, there's all sorts of good stuff up here. We're gonna find some.
There's gonna be some stuff to
There's
use.
definitely gonna be, maybe not this lino.
No, that lino's gotta go.
Wood, a lot of this wood is all good. Once it's cleaned up, it's definitely gonna become, something worth something.
Well, here's open. You going over?
I'm going over.
I've never looked down there. I looked like there were scraps of wood though.
Oh, there's wood, yeah. There's certainly wood. Cardboard box full of, what is it? Oh, it's just wood.
Scraps? Like,
And it's not even good wood.
maybe it's just kindling or something.
Yeah, it probably is, yeah.
You know, this is the thing I was gonna show you, Josh. Sit up here, see this, the old column?
Oh, yeah.
We might be able to use that for something. I don't know if there's a couple of them.
There's one. There's one for sure.
Okay. Maybe that's something we could use.
What are these?
It's the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Oh,
Actually, this is an old map.
oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay.
That's neat. Okay. Couple old maps.
Set those aside.
Oh, Jesus.
You alright? Yeah, there's a few spider webs and stuff for sure.
Oh, that's a spider web. Yeah, okay, so there's that. Might be able to use that for something. That seems like an outdoor thing, but we could make it look.
It looked like it had a railing on it at one time.
Yeah, right here.
So I wonder if it was part of a banister, maybe an outdoor. There might be some of those on the front porch too. We'll go have a look.
Okay.
Quick band-aids.
Band-aids.
Band-aid empty, it's been used up.
I mean, we might need to refill that.
Okay, so right here is the beam for the house. And what I thought is putting a counter back in here, because we've got some rough floor to deal with. So covering this. Ideally, we'd have probably like sink and dishwasher around here somewhere.
From this side?
Yeah, from that side.
Okay.
Up top, I want to leave this open. So maybe we can use that column that's downstairs and kind of incorporate it or cover that pipe. Because I can run my electrical down into it. Like, I don't know if you can open it up.
You don't want this to show?
I don't mind if it shows. I mean, it's cool that it's there, but we could also, so I would just stain it. Like, Craftsman home like this, it probably would have had, a little bit more design. Sometimes they had complete beams running all over the ceilings.
Right. Well, what you could do, I mean, it's up to you. If you're thinking about, obviously you probably don't want to keep this.
No, that light's gonna come out.
Right, that's garbage. If you wanted to use those industrial lights, like...
Yeah, hanging down over top.
Yeah, what you could do, we can make all of this edges so you don't see that it's... You want it to look like one piece of wood?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter to me. I know that they should be mitered, but I don't mind if it's not mitered because it can look industrial.
Right. I'm saying we can make this look good if we make it. We have to do a little work to it. Adding hardware to that and staining that will look pretty cool.
Okay.
If we add a J bead to this,
Yeah.
that'll become flush and it'll look like we wanted it to look like that.
Okay. So counter would come down to probably about here to cover. This is where it was.
Right.
Basically to cover all this. So we're talking, like we'll need to leave a walkway over there. But basically from right about where this pipe is, all the way down here. And then what I don't know for this area here is whether we should do, it was an L-shaped floor. So if we do the L shape like it was, because whatever's in this corner is kind of hard to get to no matter what, right?
Right.
Like whatever we build in, unless I put a Lady Susan down there or something, you know, there's going to be a section of this cupboard that's going to be almost unusable.
Well, we can make it usable from the other side if you're worried about that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah, we could do that. So I initially had thought, well, if I build a stove like a regular electric range back in here for normal people who don't want to use gas, I have that beautiful gas stove. There's no gas line here right now. The gas line's on that wall where Dave is.
Right.
But I guess I could get somebody to probably run the gas line up, right? So you're thinking maybe put that stove here.
Yeah.
We could leave the 220 in case somebody decides to switch out to electric at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And then we have the spot for the vent above it. Either I'd like to do really tall cabinets, like from about this line here, all the way up to the ceiling. So
Right.
I'm talking like big cabinets with that type of door, the tongue and groove door that we looked at downstairs,
Yeah.
with the trim up top. Basically coming
Like just a molding of sorts.
all the way down to about here where the fridge is gonna go. Because the fridge is gonna sit right around here, I think.
Okay. Alright, that's cool. Was there a refrigerator already?
Yeah, there was a fridge here. You can see where they painted around it.
Okay. Oh, storage fridge.
Okay. Yeah.
So like a 30-inch fridge. So if we go to here, to give us the space.
I'd probably even give us a little bit more. Like I would say almost like right to,
Just
well, it gives me room, right?
yeah. Okay.
But then, so I don't know if we just take the cabinet straight up to the top.
Yeah.
And then I can just put a picture or a clock or something there, you know, like an old school, like one of those Felix the Cat clocks.
Yeah. I have one of those in my kitchen.
Yeah. So I wasn't gonna get too fussy just yet about this wall because we're gonna be covering a lot of it. So if it's cabinets from here up, I'm probably gonna tile from here to the counter,
Okay.
and then we have the counter from here down.
Yeah.
But what we have to figure out, I guess that wall I'd probably leave open so that they could put a table or a kitchen nook or something there. I gotta do a little bit of work in this room here, start prepping and getting it ready to put the cabinets back in. This is the other kitchen, and this is going to become a main floor laundry / mudroom. So have a little bit of work to do to start getting the surfaces prepped and ready, but I can't really put the cupboards back in until the floor is fixed, at least in the one area here. So I'm gonna grab my sander, do a little bit of work, make sure there's no nails on the floor, and try and make this space look good. And for the spots on the floor that are a little trickier to get with the big floor sander, I brought my palm sander, and we're just kind of going at those spots to bring them back out. So we'll have fairly even finish. Now, I don't want this floor to be perfect. It's gonna be sort of a farmhouse look. So you do wanna have a little bit of color variation, and nail holes are fine. You know, it's gonna be a farmhouse look. It's more of an industrial, sort of older look. So I'm not going too crazy on the sanding, and that's fine because not only does it give it the look I want, but it's gonna save money too.
Day 24, and then our other cabinet is right here.
Yep.
So this is our cabinet. We don't want this. So you have, let's go like that so you can see that quickly. You have almost 8 inches.
Of clearance for the
Yeah,
door
so
of the
there'll be
dishwasher to come
nothing
down.
here. It'll just be
Dead space, kind of.
just whatever. Or we could even make it a pan drawer.
Oh yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
But the only thing is that how they meet, it might just be frustrating.
Okay. Well,
So
so we're talking apron sink here,
Apron sink here.
dishwasher there.
Dishwasher here.
Yeah.
Possibly, maybe even just a cubby. right? It'll come up to here, right?
Okay.
We have all this dead space in here.
Which you thought maybe we could access from this side.
Yeah, we could, or something. I don't know.
So, and we're talking about doing like maybe a bar stool counter height, something like that
Yeah,
across.
because that sink that we have has a back to it. So yeah.
You have to kind of raise it up and
Lean
then.
bar on this side.
Yeah.
Regular counter on here. Stools there.
Yeah.
Come up to here, down here, countertops to our stove. Our 37-inch stove comes to here.
The old porcelain one.
Here, this will be that, and then we'll have a little cabinet here. And then on this side, we'll have that ice box that we found.
Yeah.
And then right here will be your fridge.
Fridge.
And then we'll have our upper cabinets from here that way. And then if you have room on top of your fridge, depending how big the fridge is, we need to put cabinets there, a cubby there. Yes.
We could always leave that open for now.
Okay. And then here's another idea I had.
Okay.
Take it or leave it. I haven't explained this to you yet. This is, we're thinking is probably going to be exposed. So to
Yeah, it's copper. It's not too bad.
to make it a feature rather than just to be a pipe sticking out of the countertop, because the countertop's going to come to about so, right? And then we're going to put the planks around it. So we're going to do a plank countertop, which is probably just SPF planks, whatever. Or if we can get chunkier stuff, that would be nice. Exposed beam and all that, that's all going to look cool. I was thinking, and now this is just my crazy idea.
Yeah.
You have a door downstairs that's a storm door of sorts, I
Okay.
think. It's got glass on the top. And
Yeah. That's the old front door.
do you need to use that for anything?
Not really.
Well, you don't need to use it for anything. Could we possibly use that as an accented piece for right here so that the plumbing shows on the backside? As long as it's all copper, it should look pretty cool through the glass. And I'll build a box around it so that it looks
So I have swept and vacuumed the floor. It's just about ready to start putting on the first coat of clear. And you might ask, why am I doing it now when the walls aren't done? Because usually you do all your walls first and then the floors last. In this case, we have to put some cabinetry in, and I didn't want to put it in over top of rough floors. So I'm doing sort of a first coat, and I know I'm going to have to redo it a little bit later, but at least this way it'll be done underneath the cabinets when we reinstall before the walls get finished.
And I am using a Varathane Pro. We're gonna put down on the floor. You can see the difference between the gloss on and without. It's gonna have kind of the look of an old schoolhouse floor in here, which isn't so bad. I'm gonna go through and lay it out and make sure I don't paint myself into a corner. Okay, so this is the basic plan for the one wall. Or that's
so
for the
this
island.
is for the peninsula. So we're gonna go dishwasher, small cabinet underneath the apron sink. We decided to go with the apron sink because it's a little bit smaller. The other one would have been too wide. And then a void or something here on the end, and then this is the other.
Your baking pans?
Right, I was thinking that. So either a cubby or a door, whatever looks
It could
good.
even be open and with a slot so you could just stack stuff in there.
Exactly. So the pipe sticks out. The back of the counter has a backsplash because the apron sink comes up and has a backsplash, and then we'll have a lean bar on top. Pipe still exposed. I think that'll look good. Now the back of that is my idea.
Oh, the old door.
Yeah, so we changed it to just a regular door that we have. Just
But then we
to-
have all those nice panels.
Yeah, I think it'll look really good on the back side. So it'll come up, be a lean bar, and then we can put stools. The pipe comes up here somewhere.
Yep.
I think that'll look really neat.
Cool.
And then the other wall, right here, this is a little messier, but fridge, not sure what we're doing up above it.
I'm thinking one of those Felix the cat clocks up
Yeah,
there.
that's cool. All right, we'll just put one of those guys up there.
Thanks.
whatever. I can't draw that good. Covered space with some sort of range hood somewhere in there. The nice big stove.
Yeah.
This is that ice box that we found on the porch there. So we'll incorporate that as well we can. And then either here, it would be either covered space or the butcher block. Whatever we can kind of decide what is best.
Butcher block might be too big for this project. We might be able to use it somewhere else. I think for this project, we'll just do the same kind of counters all throughout.
Right, okay.
And we decided that we can reuse the old ice box here, which is kind of a cool piece and practical for storage, jams and jellies or whatever you want to put in there. So that's just got such a nice look. Why not use it and reincorporate it back into the kitchen? I have to clean it up a little first though. And only because we're curious, we want to see if the old table saw still works after all these years sitting in the basement. So maybe come stand clear. I don't know if the,
Well, the blade is underneath there. It's not going to do anything to me.
All right. Okay, I'm plugging it in. There it goes. Okay, ready?
Yeah, go.
Oh, well, I'll probably have to flip the on switch. Please don't cut my arm off. It's trying to go. This thing hasn't turned in a long time. You can see that saw blade's barely moving. Probably needs oil.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it flipped the breaker.
Oh, it did too. Okay, just get it moving a little bit here. Probably needs just a little bit of oil. Okay, I'm gonna try it. There it goes. One working table saw.
Oh, it's actually worked way better than I thought it would.
Yeah, I know. Well, you think it hasn't probably been turned on since 1975 or something, so.
Need a little love.
It does. Well, and maybe we could use this to cut like some of the small stuff like the trim, and you think it'll still work?
I mean...
Mind you, better safe than sorry. Probably better to use your tool.
Yeah. I mean, it's got this jointer on it too, which is kind of cool.
The jointer?
Yeah, but it runs from the same motor.
Oh, I see. So you'd put a different belt
put another
on
pulley on it, and then
you work the jointer. Cool. The varnish is definitely being soaked into the floor. I'll have to do another coat down the road, but that's fine. I was expecting that anyhow. Nat's coming back out in a couple days to finish up the walls so we can get ready for paint, or for priming and then painting. And what we noticed is that the floor at some point had been joined with a different type of wood. So on this side, I believe what we have is Douglas fir, and on this side, it looks like a pine. So a little bit different finish. May have to introduce some stain to try and make this area match, or just enjoy it the way it is with the differences. Again, like I said, we're going for the farmhouse look here, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So we did manage to get a few things accomplished today. Got the side kitchen, which I'm hoping to turn into a laundry room. Got the floors sanded, vacuumed out, and the first coat of Varathane down, which will protect it. I will have to put another coat down, but that's okay. I was expecting that. Josh has come up with a very creative plan for the kitchen, and I'm looking forward to it. The idea is to make it look as though the kitchen's been here the whole time. So going back to what looks like a turn of the century, 1914 kind of kitchen with some modern elements. And so I love the idea that we're going to be upcycling some items from around the house, including the old ice box, some cabinets from down in the basement, the old sink that's been sitting outside. We're going to bring that back in. Well, lots of neat stuff going to be reused and brought back into the kitchen. Next week, we will start on the kitchen. We've got a crew coming down. We're going to look at painting and priming and really tear into some of the renos on the house. There are still a few objects around here which we'll have to find new homes for. But all in all, things are looking pretty good. So thanks again for tuning in on this week's adventure, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. You can follow us on Instagram at Curiosity Inc. YEG and on Facebook. We'll see y'all soon, and bye for now.